Welcome back to Hardcore Heroes, everybody. So, the four of you, now with little Jimmy and Jeeves, the six of you, and with the dogs, the eight of you.
On the carriage.
Played by two characters.
Yeah. Before we head out though, Neil, on my way back from the market, how much does the tent cost me?
A tent for you and your dogs?
Yeah, so maybe a two-person tent.
Just yesterday, we were working on the economics of things, and I came up with a list of items and rearranged the prices of everything.
Mm-hmm. Oh, really?
So I can
did you post it publicly?
I haven't given it is public, I just haven't, there's not a good link to it anywhere.
Okay.
I will make
if you could
later.
send that out, that'd be great.
Tent. Small tent costs 2 gold and weighs 3 pounds, but we're talking like a small soldier's tent, just like a tarp with some sticks. If you want like an enclosed 4-wall tent, that's a large tent.
Yeah.
So do you want the small one or the large one that has
the
walls?
Large one that I can close.
Okay, 12 gold, weighs 15 pounds.
15. Actually, it's alright. I can keep it on the carriage.
It's it's quite a bit of fabric, and it's got a bottom and walls and a roof, and it's got poles to hold it up and everything.
Sure, 12 gold, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, I pay that. I give 2 gold and an emerald.
Okay.
And I'll just put it in the carriage, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay,
you can
cool.
store it on the roof of the carriage, easy.
And I want to find the town crier and ask him about Anvil.
Whoa.
Am I with you for this?
No, I think you headed back to the tavern. I'm going to meet you there, but I'm
Okay.
just going to ask around while I'm out shopping.
Sure.
It's been overrun by bandits, the bastards of the Firewood. They cut off Lady Adina Largewise's head, cut off her wife's head, burned a keep with its residents still alive, one of the other families in the area, has overthrown everything. We've all been waiting on the Count to do something, but he hasn't left fortune yet, at least no word of it. And they're running amok. It's a mess.
Sounds like serious business. Any idea how many men this guy's got? Enough to overthrow a town.
Well, Anvil was kind of a shithole anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
I hear somewhere around 20, 30 men, something like that. But a messenger came through here claiming he was a representative of Carrick the Vengeful. He didn't last too long, but he spread some word that they were looking for mercenaries. I think he got out of town before our lord here got wind of it. You're not thinking of joining up, that's treason. You'll be hung. There's no way they're going to survive.
No, I wasn't planning on joining up. I've heard they've got a high-value prisoner. I was maybe going to go bust her out.
High-value prisoner? Who?
Well, if you don't know, you probably
shouldn't.
shouldn't.
Hey. I told you all sorts of things you wanted to know. Come on, who's the prisoner?
You understand, though, you're the town crier. You're not exactly, known for your silence. All right, but you didn't hear it from me, okay?
Good man.
It's Baroness Valmont's ugly daughter.
The ugly one.
Well, they're all ugly, I heard.
If I'm not mistaken, Baroness Valmont has many children.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure. I mean, I grew up in Shirebrook, and I don't know all of their names, but we have one of our daughters. Apparently that Carrick's looking for ransom. I figure that the Baroness might pay a hefty reward to get her daughter back.
He nods his head. That's the case.
Yeah, well, hey, keep this between you and me, all right? At least for a day or two, I'm going to leave town.
All right. Well, good luck. Don't die.
Yeah, I won't die. Don't worry about that. I'll be seeing you soon.
Probably not. Either you'll die or you'll head off to Shirebrook. But,
Yeah, you're probably right. Well, have a good life, friend. It's been an emotional roller coaster.
You too, fellow citizen.
All right, I go back to the tavern, and in fact, I stop in a tavern along the way and like neck some liquor, and then go back out and go back to our tavern.
Before Malachi comes back, I went to drink these guys, and I kind of want to explain the situation without Malachi there, since like Van knows that he has a way of explaining things in a less than accommodating fashion. Mm-hmm. So I think I want to get this out of the way while he's still out. I figure I should be completely upfront with you here. We tend to take dangerous work, and I just want to let you know our current plans.
The one that goes by the name Titus goes, "Don't carry this sword and arm around for nothing."
Have you heard of the Bastards of the Firewood?
Aye.
They've captured a baroness's daughter and are holding her for ransom. She's offering a sizable reward for anyone who can break her out.
How much money?
We're not sure, but it's a noble. I'm sure she would be willing to pay handsomely. Seems like we can do good work for good coin, the way I see it.
Break into a keep guarded by murderous bandits?
Well,
take their prisoner and flee into the night?
Sounds doable. Malachi may have a bit of a smart mouth, but he also has some smart magic. He can help make us unseen while we break into the keep. Or if we only go in with 1 or 2 people, he can make them unseen.
Does not seem like an unreasonable plan.
Yeah, so I just wanted to be upfront. I wanted you to understand that we don't do light mercenary work. We travel into considerable danger, and I wanted to make sure you were understanding what you signed up for.
I appreciate that, says Lucius.
But yeah, other than that, I think we just kind of drink and make small talk until Malachi gets back.
Okay.
All right, I have a drink along the way, and I'm trying to cheer myself up on the way back there. And we don't have to roleplay the whole thing, but I kind of, apologize if I came off the wrong way. But, they understand. If they're going to be with us, my life's going to be in their hands, and I want to make sure that I'm putting my life in the hands of someone who can fight.
I fought under many officers before, says Lucius.
Well, that's good to know. But I was thinking, have you done it before, the journey through the mountains to Anvil?
Mm-mm.
Well, I figured that might be as much of a test as anything else.
Have we taken the mountains? I know we headed outside of Anvil, but we didn't go as far as the mountains, did we?
No, we took a ship.
Right.
So I figured that if we can make it past the mountains, then... Sorry, I didn't catch your name. Lucius, is it?
Lucius.
And
Titus.
Titus. Well, yeah, if we can make it past those mountains, then looks like you'll be up to scratch. I don't intend to dilly-dally, so should we make it an early night and head off in the morning, or did you plan on making a night of it?
Stay here. Leave in the morning.
All right.
Works for me.
Well, I'm going to have a few more drinks and then head up to the room at the inn.
Okay. These things are done.
Yep.
Yes. We convene in the morning.
Okay. Next day, the party convenes. So, let's take a look at the map, actually, and decide... so, Anvil, if we're looking at this map, is down this way, right? It's way down to the bottom left of the map.
Mm-hmm.
Hillsborough is located in the center of these hills. So, what is your course of action? How would you like to get to Anvil?
Can I see like a bigger bit of the map?
Unfortunately, I don't have a larger form of the map here, but you can go to regalgoblins.com/maps.php.
Yeah. I was just okay. So I think we should sort of figure out what our options are. I want to sort of float the idea of sailing in that general area, being dropped off a few miles outside of Anvil, and how much that would cost.
Dropped off by ship?
Yeah, by ship outside of Anvil. Not like at Anvil, because I assume they're not accepting ships into the port, but, along the coast.
How far?
So we'd have to sail around the peninsula.
Yeah, it's not worth it. It's not that far, is it, Neil? It's only about as far as it is to Redport.
It
Yeah,
actually
if you
is
were
about
to
that far.
cut across the countryside, Redport would be just maybe a little bit closer than it would be to get to Anvil.
Yeah, it's. I mean, there's towns along the way, right? Once we
There's
get past the mountains,
villages.
or
Yeah.
villages.
The occasional village spotting that area, but that golden sea on the other side of the hills is actually a very expansive, empty area. You won't hit villages until you get closer to Anvil.
Okay, if you float the idea of the boats, I think we'd be better off going overland. I mean, if we can get into a couple of these villages and ask around, we might be able to get some more intel on what we're going to be walking into. If we just land a few miles from the city, they're going to know we're coming, and we're not going to have a chance to.
Makes sense. So head west past the mountains, then south to the coast, and then make our way to Anvil.
Yeah.
We need to travel by landmarks, so I assume we can't just make a direct shot.
Hey, if we're going to travel south to the coast and head back along there, we might even be able to visit that abandoned temple. You remember?
Yes.
Well, if we see it along the way, it wouldn't be.
It's a possibility. I think we'd be going by there in that case. I'm not wrong, right? It actually is along that route because we headed
Yeah,
east.
it's
out
in
of
that forest at the base of the rock ridge.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we actually have to go there to get to the coast, anyways. So
Down here.
All right. Well, let's will the carriage fit through the mountains?
Jeeves comes along and goes, well, it will be slow going through mountainous terrain.
as long as it can make it.
Well, no,
Well, we
maybe.
won't know until we try.
Maybe
I
Jeeves
recommend we
just-
load up on extra nails and axles and wheels ahead of time, just in case something breaks.
Very well. Worst case
Right.
scenario, we can also cut the carriage loose and just take the horse. I imagine the carriage would be easier to replace.
Perhaps we should leave the carriage and Jeeves here in Hillsborough with Jimmy.
I don't agree.
No?
We'd have to come back to get them. I'm not sure I want to make the journey all the way back to Hillsborough.
Well, perhaps we could leave them in one of the villages closer to Anvil.
Plus, Jimmy
If
needs to
you-
come with us.
Plan on being successful, I could book passage with the carriage ahead and just meet you in Shirebrook.
You'd like that, wouldn't you, Jeeves?
I
Just trying to be helpful, sir.
I understand what you're saying, but I cannot spend any significant time apart from little Jimmy until I'm able to help him.
Van,
Well,
you're
Jimmy
right.
says,
Jeeves,
I can
you're.
come with
Oh,
you.
Neil,
Yeah,
by the
probably
way,
others.
I looked up the lycanthropy rules because somebody was saying that we did it wrong in the chat afterwards, or not chat, on Reddit. And it's you cast it the night of the full moon before they transform. The reason it lists like you have to be 12th level to do it once they've transformed is they like you can do that if you're 12th level, but if you do it the night of the full moon before they transform, they make the saving throw. And if they pass, they break free of the lycanthropy. If they fail, they just transform anyways.
Yeah, and that's what Neil was doing.
No, we did it after he transformed.
Yeah, but it failed, right?
Yeah, it failed anyway, so.
So what you guys did failed appropriately.
No, you only cast it. You cast it before the transformation takes place. We were doing it after the transformation took place.
Right, and it failed.
What?
Like you cast the remove curse and it didn't work.
Yeah, but I think you can recast it.
And you tried. You cast it 3 times, and each time it.
No. What I'm saying is we cast it at the wrong time.
Right.
So we were casting on Jimmy after he had I'm not saying that that he
Yeah.
should be cured now. I'm saying that in the future we should be using it differently.
Yeah, but you don't know that. That's
Right,
the
but
point,
you don't
right?
know that.
Didn't I get like advice from the temple?
Yeah, that's true. You did.
Oh.
I did like specifically look for advice from the temple, which is why, because I assume I would know since we were just mistakenly applying the rules before.
Does it have to be the night of the full moon, or can you cast it whenever?
It's the night of the full moon or the nights directly before proceeding.
All
The
right.
only way
Well,
to lift the affliction is to cast remove curse on the character on the night of a full moon or the night immediately preceding or following the full moon. Yeah.
And then it says they make a save, and if they pass, they're cured. If they fail, then the transformation takes place. So you do it before they transform.
well, I mean, haven't we got like 3 weeks before?
Well,
This is
either way, the percentage rolls were failed, or the
Yeah.
saving throws.
You failed
were
to save anyway, so it doesn't matter now.
Okay.
I
I
say-
just want to say, like, if I need to get that information anyways, Van's going to be perplexed at how the remove curse failed so many times, and he'll probably look for more help from temples as he travels through towns anyways. So I figure at some point I would learn the proper ways to apply a remove curse to lycanthropy.
Okay.
To go back to Jeeves offering to get a boat, I say, No, do you know what, Jeeves? You can come with us.
Very good, sir. As
Yeah.
you wish.
In fact,
Sorry, Jeeves. You don't need to travel inside the city. We planned to camp outside of it.
before we leave, why don't you go and buy some of those woods and wheels or whatever it is you said we should bring?
Also, we should stock up on some iron rations for the road. We will be stopping in the occasional village, but we'll also spend quite some time in the countryside.
I assume you can cover the rations, Van.
Yes, I have a week's worth myself, but how much is it? 3.5 gold for a week's worth of rations? You changed all the prices.
I didn't get to the rations though. That's
Okay.
one thing I haven't gotten to yet. We'll be doing that later today, probably.
I assume we're not paying for the other two fighters, right? They're gonna pay their own monthly expenses now.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But you'll split all wealth with them.
It lists rations per week,
Right. So
in the book.
standard rations are 3 gold a week,
and then iron.
are 5 a week, and dry are 10 a week.
Okay. Could we count that toward monthly expenses since that's part of what you pay your monthly expenses for?
Sure.
Okay.
So we stock up on rations and
Yeah.
broken wheels, wheels to fix broken wheels in the carriage and all that.
Yeah.
Some water, and we meet back at the gate and get ready to head out.
All right. The whole crew is together at the.
Sorry, I'm gonna switch out monster summoning for a fireball.
Do you want me to send you my spell list every day, or are you fine with me just...
I would appreciate a spell list every day.
Okay. I used to do that, and you said it was fine, but I can send it, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just need to grab my new...
Well, at least every day that they change. If it doesn't change, they can stay the
Yeah.
same.
Okay.
And that way, if we say 5 days later, we know exactly what your spells were the last time you had mem spells. So-
Right. Okay. In that case, I just need to get rid of augury then. That's the only thing I'm changing from what I had before.
Okay. And off you guys head through Rock Ridge.
Yep. Down south.
Down south, indeed. It is a gorgeous sunny day when you head out. Maybe the gods are smiling upon you, giving you the clear skies that you enjoy.
Sent you the list.
Thank you. Where is that?
It's in chat. Yeah.
Okay. Random encounters. Let's see.
So we do have the carriage, so hopefully it's just spiders.
No. Not spiders, right?
Well, no, because spiders won't attack the carriage.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yes.
Brave spiders, mate. Or particularly big ones.
That is true. I specifically did not take a poison for that, though. Or a slow poison. How much health do you have, Malachi?
12.
Okay, so don't get bit.
Yes. Good advice.
Okay, so you guys are in your wagon. Well, what is the marching order? Because the wagon can hold 4 people on the inside. Little Jimmy can sit with Jeeves, but then there's no room for the dogs.
I think Van and the 2 fighters walk alongside the wagon, right? But it's just me and the dogs
Yeah.
inside.
Can we say one thing before we've left town?
Sure.
Can I pick up a snake skin? I just
yes.
need like snake skin.
Just for
It's
a
for
spell
It's for a
component?
spell. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
fine.
normally we're not doing components, but it's specifically you're enchanting these items.
Mhm.
So I need Chimera sinew and a snake skin.
It says Chimera Sinew.
No, just sinew of a strong
Oh,
animal,
okay.
and the Chimera counts.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Sure, done. You can get some snake skin.
Cool.
Some
How
number of
much?
copper.
7.
Yeah,
Okay.
a few copper.
Sure. I'll just drop 5.
Perfect.
Okay. And then I'll remember that for future days. In fact, in that case, I'm going to drop summon insects meal. I'm going to take snare instead.
Okay. So you guys are maybe an hour out of town, which isn't actually that far because you're going up these hills and you've got the one horse that's pulling the wagon, and it's it's a bit of a trek. And you're coming over this hill and starting to head back down when you see coming down from the base of the hill, there's like a little valley between it with a small dried up creek down there. and you spot 3 ogres. And it looks like they have spotted you.
All right.
One of these ogres is wielding this huge spear.
So they're down the hill, right?
Yes.
Okay. And how far off?
I'm sorry, not huge spear, a huge sword. One of the ogres is carrying a big 2-handed sword. The others 2 are carrying spears.
Hey, that looks familiar.
It
Does it look familiar?
familiar. Looks like you fought some other ogres that were using 2-handed swords.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? Now that you're spotting this guy and you've got a moment to really look at him, because there's a good distance. It's like 200 yards between the two of you guys. The one with the 2-handed sword actually seems a little short, a little squat, maybe a little fat. Maybe he's a half ogre down there with 2 full ogres. But they see you with your wagon as they've come around their bend.
Yeah. So how far down are they?
200 yards.
All right. I think then I'm going to hold until I see them use. If they start to like rush toward us, I'm going to start doing something.
Oh yeah, the half ogre draws the sword from his side,
All right.
points it in your direction, and none of you guys speak ogre, so he just goes.
Does somebody tap on the carriage, like, to get me out?
Yeah, I shout. Once he shouts and points the sword at us, I say, "Ogres!"
All
and
right.
draw my weapons, and I'm going to cast aid on myself to start this off.
All right, well let's roll initiative. You can get the aid off beforehand.
Neil, I ready a fireball at 60 yards.
Well, let's roll initiative first.
That was my temporary HP, not initiative.
Right.
Oh, yeah. How far can ogres run?
That's a good question.
I'll roll it.
I think they have movement rate 9.
Shit. They're going uphill, though.
Yeah.
I rolled a 9 nil.
For initiative, all right, they go first. Where is our music though? It's not playing. Why is it not playing? There we go. Okay, the ogres go first, and they break towards you, running uphill as quick as they can. They can move 90 yards in a round.
Yep.
I guess if they charge, they can go farther, but they still can't reach you. So they charge uphill, going 120 yards, leaving an 80-yard gap between you and them.
You can go further on a charge?
Yeah, you move 150% of your movement rate. You get a +1 to hit, a penalty of 2. No, +1 to hit, penalty of 1 to AC, bonus to your initiative. It's weird. I don't know why you wouldn't charge everywhere you move.
Yeah.
It seems a little broken.
I think you can only charge if you can get in range, right?
I don't know. You need like 30 feet of. Well, you need to be able to go in a straight line. But the ogres make their way to. They get to 120. They close 120 yards,
Okay.
leaving an 80-yard gap when the party acts.
All right.
Ben draws his longbow and shouts to the fighters, "Take the front! Hold this ground!" And I'm going to fire a shot at the leading ogre.
I'll ready fireball for when they advance.
To what range?
I'll just fire it at 60 yards, so when they get 20 yards forward.
Okay.
And I keep the dogs near me for now.
Okay.
So I fire a shot with my bow.
Mhm.
And I get 2 in this round. So first shot is an 11 on the leading ogre. THAC-O 18, so 13, essentially.
No. Miss.
Okay. And I assume the round's more or less... Wait, what did the others do?
They grab their javelins and they're readying them for when the ogres get in range.
Okay.
So you get a second shot.
9, miss.
Miss. Initiative for next round.
Okay.
Your turn, Van.
Yep. 2.
Ogres go first.
Jesus.
They continue to run, but Malachi gets his fireball off.
I assume they don't expect to be fireballed, Neil.
They do not expect to be fireballed. No one expects to be fireballed.
So can I hit all 3?
Yes. Well, it's a 20-foot radius, right? A 40-foot diameter blast.
I shall check.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. It's
Yeah, it is,
insane.
yeah.
Yeah, you can hit all 3 of them easily.
Okay.
All right. 5d6, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's roll high.
Roll that damage.
15.
It's not terrible.
Okay, 2 of them pass their saves. 1 of them doesn't. The one who doesn't gets ripped. It just gets like blasted aside by the fireball and rolls down the hill, tumbling in a burning corpse.
Is the half ogre still there?
The half ogre is still there.
Okay.
I back off after casting that.
Hold on, you did said 7 damage to the ones that pass.
Yeah.
Okay, I just got to mark down the HPs. Your 2 new fighters, Lucius and Titus, hurl their javelins as they get in within range, both wildly missing.
Okay. Is the ogre roughly the size? The half ogre roughly the size of a man?
No, a half ogre is still much larger than a human. It's like 8 feet tall, while the full ogres are 9 feet tall.
Okay.
The ogres continue their run up, but the fireball breaks their charge. They make it all the way up to melee range, but cannot act this round.
Nice.
Making it the party's turn, or Van's turn, really.
I think it's the whole party.
Oh, everyone else had a readied action, which went off this round.
Oh, okay. Shit. I don't really have anything perfect for this scenario.
Fucking fuck them up. Got like a million health.
Dude, do you know how much damage ogres do?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Everything here assumes, like, humans. I'm great at dealing with humans. Why do we always have to fight monsters? Alright. I guess I'm going to just put my bow away, draw the shield and scimitar, and get ready to stand the line with the fighters in the front. And the ogres are melee range,
Shield
right?
takes a full round to put on.
Okay, yeah, but I can still move up and, like,
You can
stand the line
scimitar.
with yeah. Well, no, I mean, can I, like, move up and hold the line? Like, not attack this round, but move up to the front line with the fighters.
Oh, yeah. If you're putting on your shield this round, you can just move up to adjacent to the fighters.
Okay, that's the plan. I'm going to hold the line with them.
Right. Initiative.
My turn?
Yep.
Fuck.
Fucking.
Ogres go first again. The lead ogre takes a swipe with his two-handed sword at Lucius. Oh my god, natural 20. Thank god we're not doing crits in this system.
Delicious.
Lucius takes 10 points of damage and his head rolls from his shoulders and
Level
tumbles down
ones.
the hill. The other ogre with its large spear stabs at Van.
I give Val a no look.
And Van, Thaco 18? Thaco 3, right?
AC
3.
AC 3.
I can talk. AC 3. Swings and misses with the
Good.
spear, or stabs and misses with the spear.
All right, our turn.
Mm-hmm.
I cast magic missile at the half ogre. 3d4 plus 3.
Yes, sir.
11.
Boom. The magic missiles pepper his chest, and he gives a great and terrible cry that shakes the ground near you. Almost. Van? Go before or after Titus?
Let Titus go.
Yeah, let Titus go first.
All right. Titus comes around, goes at the female that attacked you, and stabs her in the gut. Ooh, good job, Titus. For 8 points of damage.
Damn. So that's 15 total on that one.
Yeah, he has a short sword, by the way.
Okay.
Which brings it to some amount. Leaving us with Van. And the dogs who are, I
And the
think, locked
dogs.
inside the carriage.
I'm gonna unleash them after Van's attack.
Okay.
Are we standing on grass?
Dry grass, yes. Which
Okay.
is on fire partway down the hill.
It is on fire down the hill. Okay, but there's grass up here.
Yes.
So I know we're entangled. So with entangle, it's a cube, right? So I could set up the entangle to go a little ways back and literally just have a line between us and the ogres as to where the entangle ends. As in, could I get the ogres right on the edge of the entangle?
Yes.
Because then if they fail their save, they're stuck fast. But if they pass, they'll get out almost instantly. Let me make sure it's not a one-round cast so I don't get attack of opportunity.
They're almost dead, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
The lead one's taken.
Yeah, screw it. I'm just gonna attack. They've both taken over 10 damage.
Yeah.
I'm gonna attack the one who got hit by the magic missile. Do 27. I miss.
No, swing and a miss.
I loose the dog's nail. Go. Your next victim awaits.
Make your attack rolls.
Can I say which ones I want them to attack or?
Oh yeah.
All right. So, does the half ogre have armor on?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll send them both at the female ogre.
Sure.
Back
Make
attack.
the rolls to hit.
Back attack.
I think the dogs don't circle around behind the ogre. I think they charge straight at it from frontal
Right.
attack.
13 and a 19.
19 hits.
Taco
Dog
19.
rips into her.
What about the other one?
13's a miss.
It's Thaco 19, so
Miss.
okay.
6 damage.
Oh wow. The dog rips open the ogre's femoral artery in the leg, and the ogre collapses to the ground.
These dogs are more deadly than we
and
are.
starts to roll down the hill towards the flames while the dog chases after it, trying to rip it some more. Initiative. These dogs are worth their weight in gold.
Yeah. Don't screw me, Neil. All right. Don't kill my dogs.
6.
Ooh, tie.
All right.
Yeah.
The half ogre goes at the same time as you. He turns his attention to.
The dog did miss, and I think Lucius hit.
Yeah.
Turns to Titus.
Titus.
Half ogre swings at Titus with another natural 20, which doesn't matter because we're not doing crits.
Do we just lose both of our hired fighters in the first fucking day on the road?
He takes 5 damage. He lives.
Okay. I'm gonna swing at him with my scimitar. Do I actually hit something? Oh no, that's 14. It's a miss. If the dog missed with that, go 19.
Can the other dog come back, or is he chasing the other ogre?
The other dog is chasing the other ogre right now.
All right. 15.
15
Thaco 19.
against the... Nope, not against the... Oh, Thaco 19, yes.
16. Oh my god.
5.
5 damage. Where did I put my ogres? Where did my ogres go? Why did the music stop? Well, I think the music stopped appropriately. I think that kills the... Yes, it does.
I love how Van...
half ogre crumples to the ground. He falls to his knees and then slumps forward.
I heal the dog's back from the fire.
All right. Yeah, the
Run
dog's not going
up.
to run into the fire. The other ogre kind of tumbles down the hill and slowly comes to a rest near the flames, which are making their way back up. Titus drops his sword and runs over to Lucius and cradles his headless body in his arms.
Yeah.
I told you, Van. This man's dead. Death is on your conscience.
And your proposal, would that not have gotten anyone killed?
I don't think so. I wasn't about to summon any ogres.
And I just kind of say to Malachi, we all knew what we signed up for. And then I walk up to Titus and I just kind of like crouch next to him. I don't say anything.
He puts the body down and takes his short sword and on the spot begins to dig a grave.
I point down the hill to the burning like grass at the bottom and I say, that fire will likely spread. We can put his body on the carriage and bury it later.
He nods, and between the two of you guys heft the body onto the back of the carriage.
Okay. And then I guess we start moving.
I believe so.
God, I love how Van is just so useless in combat. I don't think I've hit something in like, I guess I did hit the Camaro once.
Is that it?
I think that's the last time I've hit something was the Chimera, and I think before that it had been like 2 or 3 sessions since I'd landed an attack.
You are a good tank, though.
Yeah, I can damage sponge.
Yeah.
All right. You guys get back on the wagon. Jeeves comes out from behind his hiding spot.
Before we start going, what the ogres attacked, right? Do they have any loot on them?
They do. You search through their possessions and find a total of 12 gold.
12 gold. All right. And crap. 751. Okay. What about the weapons? Are like too big for humans, but are they made out of iron?
The two-handed sword is a human-sized weapon, and the others are just really big spears that would be awkward. They're like too big around to properly use.
Is the sword iron? I couldn't remember what you said it was.
No, it's bronze.
Okay.
Yeah.
I still might want to take it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a two-handed sword.
Yeah, it's probably worth a decent amount of money. I'll take that.
Yeah. Okay. Titus remarks to you, we're still getting my cut of that.
Oh, yes, of course. So I took 12 gold. I say I usually wait before dividing it, but I guess we can go ahead and do it now. And I give him 4 gold, and I give Malachi 4 gold.
Okay.
I'll drop 8 off that.
Well, I'm sorry about your friend Titus. Which one's left? Is Titus the large one or
the large one?
Yeah.
The large, handsome one with maybe not so many brains.
Yeah, I just say that and go inside the carriage. Is the body in the carriage?
Outside the carriage on the back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I go back in the carriage then.
Okay.
And then I guess we go around the burning fire.
Yep, it's not too hard to avoid, and doesn't spread too terribly far.
Okay, I think we want to probably wait until we camp for the night, and that's where we'll probably bury Lucius.
Okay.
I get Jeeves to set up my tent.
He does.
I give him a copper coin.
Thank you, sir.
Jeeves.
God, Malachi is such a dick. It's great.
Jeeves and little Jimmy sleep in the wagon. Titus sleeps under the wagon. I think Van just sleeps out in the open air.
Yeah, I'm cool with it.
All right. The night passes uneventfully. The next day, you do make it out of the hills. It's really not that far to out of the hills. It's actually only like 9 or 10 miles. But the wagon makes it really slow going, and all the up and down, it's just, it's time consuming. But the second day, after a few hours, you break clear of Rock Ridge and enter the Golden Sea, which is what they call the big plain here.
I replace Fireball with Monster Summoning.
Okay.
I say perhaps we should head about a mile further and then turn south, head along the mountainsides.
Yeah. That sounds, Wait, we've got to the coast, right?
No.
We just got past the mountains.
Yeah, if you look at the map.
Yeah, sorry, my bad.
So I think we should probably go like another mile or so past the mountains for the sake of just like not being immediately adjacent to them, and then go south.
Sure.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Okay. You guys push out further and begin to head southward. Through the plains, the Golden Sea, which I don't think has an encounter table yet, interestingly enough.
Titus didn't get injured, right?
He is injured.
He did.
Okay. I guess I'll do it today since I didn't remember yesterday. I heal him.
Drop a Cure Light Wounds on him.
6 health.
His wound heals over completely, and his eyes go wide. He goes, "What the bloody hell was that?"
I'm a cleric of cheese. I have some useful magic at my disposal.
He picks you up in a large bear hug. He goes, "Oh, I think you're my new favorite person."
Say, it was my pleasure. I do good wherever I can.
Well, to be honest, the competition's not very stiff. He gives you a nudge.
Say, Malachi, he grows on you after a while, once you understand that his ramblings are mostly just ramblings.
I was talking about that guy, and he thumbs over at Jeeves.
Oh, okay, I see.
It's a little pushover. No respect. No respect.
I understand.
All right. And then you guys head southward. By the end of the day, you get most of the way south. Again, you're going through the open terrain. It's slow going for the wagon, lots of bumps, and you guys gotta take your time.
Yeah.
But you get about 12 miles. You're almost there. What the hell was that?
Sounded like a cat.
Yeah, was that from one of you guys, or was that behind me, hiding outside? outside.
It's not me. Well, unless it is me, but I don't think so.
Do you have cats?
Nope. Well, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I've seen them around though outside, but
Let me travel 300 miles and I can, live with some cats. But
Cool. So you guys make it and rest in the plains. I should be marking off the days that you travel.
we only get 12 miles in a day. Yeah.
Yeah, normally you'd go 24 with the carriage, but through the
we have one
open
horse.
terrain. It's
I
really
thought it was
bad.
because of the one horse.
No, it's
Okay.
it's the terrain.
Sure. Do I learn web?
I'm gonna say that the ride is so bumpy that your studying time is cut in half or something.
Okay.
It's because you're jostling and it's hard to read a book when you're bouncing and having to like get out and help push every now and then.
Sure. Yeah. No, that
So
makes sense.
we're not quite there yet.
Right.
Tomorrow would be the day that you learn or fail it, though. Tomorrow's the last day.
Yeah.
So you continue southward. Another day.
Yep.
Where is the crap? Did everything go? Ah.
Oh.
Right. Nope. I guess no. Uneventful journey.
Yeah. How
Uh,
close are we to the next full moon?
Today's the 5th. The full moon is on the 21st.
Okay,
22nd.
So about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Do
You
we-
fail web that day, but by the end of the day, you make it to the coast.
All right. So have
you
we already
nestle
hit?
yourselves right in by that little forest that you guys had been in before.
Yeah. I say, well, Malachi, we should head to that village. If nothing else, it should provide us shelter for a night.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what's down there. We were
guess-
pushed away rather quickly last time.
Yes. Well, we're much stronger now than we were then.
Yes. So I guess we head into the forest. Will the carriage go through the forest?
Yep.
Okay.
Again, it's a little slow.
So we look for the clearing as we go.
What the hell? I do not have my notes. My notes change. Did I delete something? What?
What's up now? Wait.
I
wait.
can't find my notes on this encounter.
Okay.
Is it like an enemy encounter or just for the village?
No, for the thing in the forest that you guys
Oh.
are headed to. There's got to be revision history. There we go. What was this?
Do you use Dropbox?
Not for this, but in general, yes.
All right. It's if you pay I think it's $15 a year. They let you save all previous revisions, like every single previous revision, no matter the file size. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Great for programming.
What the hell? Sorry, this is taking so long. I thought these notes were already in here.
It's all right.
It's kind of just stopping the game.
Oh, we're due a break in 10 minutes if you want to do it early.
Yeah, why don't we just take a break now while I look for my notes, and then we'll come back and do a very long last bit. So we'll see you guys in a few minutes. Bye-bye.